From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Canada will finally meet its NATO defence spending commitment this year. Prime Minister Mark Carney announced this morning the Liberal government will rapidly advance its military spending timeline to hit the NATO target of 2% of national GDP.
The additional $9.3 billion for this fiscal year, 2025-2026, will bring Canada in line with the 2% NATO target this year, half a decade ahead of the previous government's plan.
The federal government has not hit that 2% target since 1990. Manitoba has a message for tourists. Please stay away for now. Emergency Management Minister Lisa Naylor says some 21,000 Manitobans have had to leave their homes because of fire and smoke.
We are urging Manitobans and Canadians to reconsider non-essential travel and event plans within Manitoba.
Rain and cooler temperatures have brought some relief to firefighting efforts in Manitoba, but the provincial government says there are still many out-of-control fires to deal with. The co-chair of the National Holocaust Monument Committee says recent vandalism was an anti-Semitic attack. The words "Feed me" were found scrawled in red paint across the face of the downtown Ottawa monument this morning. Canada's special envoy on combating anti-Semitism says that's not a way to address concerns about what's happening in the Middle East. A new analysis says GST relief on new builds could save first-time homebuyers up to $240 on their monthly mortgage payments. Desjardins Economics says the effects on housing affordability would be particularly strong for buyers in Canada's more expensive markets, like Toronto and Vancouver. A transit strike in Montreal has caused widespread disruption and headaches for riders. The first 3 days of the maintenance workers' strike are seeing bus and subway service in Montreal limited to morning and afternoon rush hours, as well as late at night. Canada's competition watchdog is suing DoorDash for marketing its online delivery services at a lower price than what consumers actually pay.
The Competition Bureau says an investigation found DoorDash customers were paying more than what was advertised on DoorDash's websites and phone apps because of mandatory fees at checkout. The Bureau says the charges were sometimes framed as if they were taxes. It alleges DoorDash has made nearly $1 billion from these mandatory fees. The Bureau wants the company to stop the practice, cease portraying fees as taxes, pay a penalty, and issue restitution to affected customers. But DoorDash says the requests are misguided because it does not hide fees from customers or mislead them in any way. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers meet tonight in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final, with the series tied 1-1. Edmonton owns a 6-3 road record in these playoffs, and Oilers winger Evander Kane says his team is comfortable in uncomfortable environments.
We play the same way for the most part. I think, we're not deterred by hostile environments or tough places to play. I think, we want to take the game to the other team, and that hasn't really changed in the playoffs.
The teams get a 2-day break after tonight. Game 4 is set for Thursday. Baseball action has the Toronto Blue Jays in St. Louis tonight, starting a 3-game series with the Cardinals. Jays have won their last 4 series. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders have signed running back Kadeem Carey. He was a CFL East All-Star with Toronto last season and scored a touchdown in the Argos Grey Cup win over Winnipeg. He was among the final cuts out of training camp. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.